Greatness. Great men and women are ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Great people are not born great, they grow great. So as you search for the right career path and gradually become great, let your dreams light up your path and your inner radiance shine for the world to see.
A warm welcome to you all. You're currently watching the Center Circle Show, another exciting episode in store for you. My name is Adelani, your host, and yes, I'm going to be bringing you all the exciting stories happening in the world of football. We're going to be talking about the Champions League, we're going to be talking about the Manchester Derby, and most importantly, that World Cup draw. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Center Circle Show, and I'm here with Emmy Akura because there's a lot to discuss in the world of football, and we all know he's a football aficionado. Welcome to the show today. Now, we saw the Champions League during the week. It was incredible. Now, Vincent Abubakar made Africa proud, and also Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah were explosive for Liverpool. Now, what was your assessment of this week of the Champions League?
It was a midweek of field entertainment, Champions League action. You have players who, like you mentioned, we have African players for the first time in a very long time for them to be able to score in Champions, not just in Champions League. They've been consistent in their various leagues, and for them to replicate that form in the Champions League, it was a thing of joy for me as an African football lover. You see Liverpool giving Sparta Moscow 7, which is something that, I mean, before that game, the team doctor was saying to them that, you don't have to be with your girlfriend or your wife or wherever before the match, so they'll be able to get something out of the match. But then they coming into that match, they were humiliated by the Liverpool side. You see Real Madrid, we have Cristiano Ronaldo also making a mark. I mean, it was a midweek filled of entertainment, excitement, and so much action that, I just can't wait for the draw to come.
Yes, well, I mean, the draw is going to be exciting. Now, but we also saw Manchester City losing for the first time in 29 games. Now, should Manchester City fans be worried?
No, they have nothing to be worried about. I mean, they're in great form. They're winning matches. They're on top of the league with 8 points, And coming into this match, they knew already at the back of their mind that they've already qualified. So there was no point for them to feed the strongest squad for them to play against the Shakhtar Donetsk side that was also trying to qualify. So they decided to go in with younger players and some of the players that are actually match rusty. The likes of Akura, who has not been playing, was also there. Fernandinho, who has been out of form for a while now, they were there playing. So you sense that the coach he made that selection and also looking at weekend match against Manchester United. So you don't have anything to worry. You're not going to blame the coach for losing against Shakhtar Donetsk.
All right, now we've seen all the English sides qualify for the next round of the Champions League. Now, is that a strong indication that the English sides are likely to win actually this tournament?
I think it's their turn for them to win if they're going to be able to step up there.
All
of them qualified. We see Chelsea qualified second. Manchester United finished on top of their group, and Man City on top as well. Liverpool doing the same thing. So you have the strongest representatives in Premier League. I mean, representing Premier League in Champions League. It's going to be. The Manchester United have a team that is also doing very well. They have a coach who's very experienced. A coach has won it before. They have a Man City who the form is incredible. They're just, they're scoring goals for fun. And now they have a coach who also has won it before. It's going to be, they have a Liverpool side who we all complain they've not been consistent. But we've seen them, though one might argue, though, that they've not been playing against the strongest opponents in Champions League so far. Sevilla, Sparta Moscow, Maribor. These are teams that some of the teams from some of the obscure leagues in Europe, and but then they're a team also that have experience when it comes to Champions League. They're actually the highest winning Champions League team in Premier League. So you also have Chelsea on the other hand. They've not been at the form that we know them to be, but they also have a coach who has won it before as a player. And they have players who have also won it before. And now they have a team that has been together. So it's going to be for them to be able to step up their game. Are they going to be able to challenge and also on the domestic level and also on the continental level and be able to win the trophy? It's something that one needs to wait and see.
Okay, well, indeed, we'll wait to see about that. Now, the Spanish sides haven't been doing too badly themselves. I mean, Real Madrid qualified for the next round, beating Dortmund during the week. And a certain Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo scored again. Yeah. Now, his tally takes him 17 ahead of Lionel Messi. And guess how many goals he scored in the Champions League altogether since he's been competing in the prestigious competition? 114 goals. Incredible. 17 more than Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Now these guys just seem so much better than
he is not going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, we see he's in 32 right now, right? He's 32 right now, and one would just feel as an attacking midfielder who has been playing as a striker, one would expect him not to be at the same pace that we know him, but he's still doing it. In the Spanish league this season, he has not been in form. He managed just 2 goals so far. And you also need to understand that when it comes to Champions League, experience matters, which is why you see Real Madrid, they've been winning it. They won it back to back. It's because of the experience. They were not doing very well in their domestic league, but then when it comes to the Champions League, they know how to play it. And now, who can do that better than Cristiano Ronaldo, who has been in form, who has been scoring a lot of goals, who has set the record rather, who has set the record for the team, and you just have to give it to this guy, man. He is the best. All
right, now the chances of meeting English Premier League side in the next round is sitting at 50%. Yeah. Now, if Real Madrid met any of the 5 English sides, do you see them actually getting knocked out?
If Real Madrid can meet, well, depends. Also depends if they can meet a Manchester United side who have a youthful side who have a coach who's well experienced, or if they can be able to meet, or if they can meet a Manchester City side. I don't see them winning, because right now to me that's the best team in Premier League, being ahead of everyone and playing very well. And if they meet Chelsea also, you also need to understand it might be that Real Madrid will go through based on the experience, but you never know. So it's about tactics. It's about tactics. It's about.
Wasn't expecting that.
No. In Champions League, I told you before in Champions League that things that matters. You have the experience, right? And then you have the longevity also. The teams that has been in Champions League the more, which is where the experience comes from.
All right. So for you this season, Champions League going to Spain or England?
I see it coming to England. If it's not coming to England, it's going to. I'm tipping PSG to also do something, you know.
Yes. Oh, well. It remains to be seen what's going to happen. We'll be going on a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Manchester Derby happening this weekend. Ooh, it's going to be exciting. Stay tuned.
Greatness. Great men and women are ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Great people are not born great, they grow great. So as you search for the right career path and gradually become great, let your dreams light up your path and your inner radiance shine for the world to see.
Welcome back to the Center Circle Show. We've spoken about the Champions League and, well, everything that happened during the week in the Champions League. Now we're moving on to the game of the weekend in the English Premier League. It is Manchester United versus Manchester City, and we've waited so long for this game to come.
I'm telling you the truth.
Now, both Manchester teams have actually shone bright this season. Yeah. They've been incredible. They've been in mesmeric form. Now, tell me, what are your thoughts on their performances in the big games so far?
It's going to be the two teams. If you look at them, I would say Manchester City have proven to me that they are a team actually to beat when it comes to playing against the bigger teams. Manchester United went away to Liverpool. They managed a draw, which Mourinho went there with his negative tactics. They came to Chelsea, they lost. it was only against Arsenal that they were able to step up their game. And we have seen a Man City that were able to give a Liverpool 5 or 4-0, you know, at Etihad. And now that is a Man City side that came to Chelsea and also got a result. It's a Manchester City that got a result against Arsenal. You know, so you have this team, I think they're more sophisticated to beat any team in Premier League. And you look at the coach also. The players in Manchester City are enjoying themselves. It's not about the strikers. When they started, we're talking about the partnership between Aguero and Jesus. But then now it's about Kevin De Bruyne in the midfield. It's about Sterling. It's about Sané. Everybody is about Silva. They have players in the teams that are scoring, the defenders are scoring, the midfielders are scoring, the strikers are scoring. That's one dangerous thing about this side. So it's going to be, when you analyze the entire team, it's very difficult for you to point out a weak point. And I think also one big thing that the coach, one best decision that he took, it was for him to let Joe Hart to go. Now he had a keeper in Ederson who is doing it very well. He's a keeper who understands. He understands he's well disciplined, and you know he has been everyone. There's no department on the pitch that you will point that this is where the weak link is going to come from in the Manchester City side. So going into this game, I think they're more complete as a team to play Manchester United than any team.
Okay, and Manchester United will be without the services of Paul Pogba.
Yeah.
Now, Pogba got that red card against Arsenal. Now, in the Arsenal game, let's analyze Manchester United. Were they really that prolific? I mean, they did score the goals that won the game, which is what is most important
you know,
in a football game. But actually, how they soaked up the pressure, was that done purposely or...
I told you it was something, Adelani, about big games like this and big coaches with tactics, especially when you're talking about a coach like Mourinho, who is more of a defensive-minded coach. When he's going into any game, he wants to defend. He wants to make sure that, because he said something that the most important thing you can do to the opponent for you to be able to outscore that opponent. If you can be able to score more than the opponent, then you will win a match. And that was exactly what they did against Arsenal. Because against that game, Arsenal played, the possession Arsenal took over the game. Arsenal played very well. But then they lacked that creativity. You know, that creativity when it comes to scoring goals. You know, in the final third, they lacked that. And that was what killed them. But the Manchester United, on the other hand, when they had that chance, they scored. Now they are going to play against a team. They're going to play against a team.
Man City almost play a similar type of style to Arsenal in terms of attack and flair.
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask you. Like, if they had to use the same game plan they used against Arsenal, with Man City soaking up the pressure, catching them on the counter, is it likely to work?
Now, this is where I say Manchester City is dangerous. You have in Arsenal, when you take Ozil out of the game, the supply is not coming. When you take Sanchez out, the supply is not coming. And then Lacazette becomes lonely, becomes a lone striker who is waiting for the supply to come. And when the supply is not coming, you're not going to see him, how dangerous he is. But you have a Man City side that if the two strikers are not scoring, the midfielders are scoring. If the midfielders are not scoring, the defenders, the likes of Otamendi, Silva, even that's the midfielders I'm talking about. So you have the players that are stepping up their game. And it's going to be very dangerous that how are you going to defend against a team that the 11 players are attacking you? It's not going to be just 2 or 3 players who are going to be in front. So it's going to be very difficult for Manchester United. I'm actually waiting anxiously to see the kind of formation that they're going to be able to use, because you are playing against a team that on every angle and every department on the pitch, they will be attacking you. And everybody is dangerous, including the coach sitting on the bench.
Everybody is dangerous, including the coach sitting on the bench. Now, Lukaku seems to have gone off the boil in recent weeks.
Yeah.
What is that down to?
I think it also has to do with the pressure. Because when you talk about the pressure coming from, a striker who was playing for Everton and now he's playing for Manchester United, that is one of the biggest team in Premier League, and you were signed for £90 million. That is also has to do with their expectations. And when you don't play, and you look at Lukaku, to me, I just feel he's a striker who don't have ball sense. Because there are some of his decisions that you will look at it and you will go, wow, is this guy really a professional footballer? Yeah, it's different from when you talk about the likes of Lacazette. It's different when you talk about the likes of Morata, who their moves on the ball when they're not even trying to score a goal is more dangerous than when they're trying to score. You know, so you look at Lukaku, and I also need to, to me, I just feel the coach need to bench him at some stage for him to be able to get the confidence back. Because when you're putting him out there every week in, week out, that shows he has no one to compete with. He has no one who is fighting for the position with that, you know.
He has Zlatan.
No, but when you look at the price tag, when you look at how much he was signed for 90 million, and you look at it, you as a player, you are confident that you can't just waste 90 million on me and sit and put me on the bench. And he also is also part of the contract. You can't just bench a player like that.
Lukaku be benched. Oh, man, that's going to be a big call from Mourinho.
No, a lot of people are calling for him to be benched. Not benching him in a very negative way, but you can't be playing him every week out. Sometimes you need a player to refresh, like you said, and you need also a player to be able to go sit and then watch the game from the stand and analyze the game. And if you are coming in, where you're going to come in from? Look at the likes of.
Sorry to cut you short. We have to go on a short break. When we'll come back, we're going to talk more about the Manchester Derby. Stay tuned.
Greatness. Great men and women are ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Great people are not born great, they grow great. So as you search for the right career path and gradually become great, let your dreams light up your path and your inner radiance shine for the world to see.
Welcome back to the Center Circle show. Now, before the break, we were talking about the Manchester Derby. And Emmanuel Akura, like, give us your last thoughts on what we're likely to witness this weekend.
I think it's just going to be a very tight game because Mourinho, I just feel he's going to be defending all through. I don't see him having the
He's going to bring his boss.
Yeah, I don't see him having the arsenal to attack the Man City side. Because this is a Man City side that is very dangerous attacking-wise. It's dangerous in the midfield. It's dangerous defensive-wise. And the goalkeeper is also one of the best keepers. This is not Bravo. Remember, this is a keeper who is also adapting very well to the Premier League system and to Guardiola's system. So it's going to be a very tight game. But I see it being just a one-sided game because I see Man City doing more of the attacking. But then if Mourinho is also going to wait to see, let me get a chance the same way he did against Arsenal, then it's going to be a very dangerous thing for him to do.
Okay, so predicted scores?
I see Man City winning this one 3-0.
Man City beating Man United 3-0 despite Jose Mourinho bringing his boss and pulling up the handbrake. All right, now we're going to be going to one of, well, the most prestigious football tournament on the face of the earth, and it is the World Cup. Now, last week, at the time we were shooting the show, the draws hadn't come out yet, so we couldn't really talk about it in depth. But now we know the groups, and I'm going to read it out to you briefly. Group A has Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Uruguay. Group B has Portugal, Spain, Morocco, and Iran. Group C has France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark. Group D has Argentina, Nigeria, Croatia, Iceland. Group E has Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and Serbia. Group F has Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and Korea Republic. Group G has Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, and England. And Group H, Poland, Senegal, Colombia, and Japan. Now, what is Africa's chances in this World Cup?
This is Adelani is very tough. I mean, it's very tough. But you look like the groups that you just read now. So a lot of people are complaining about Argentina, which is something that I'm not even concerned about. What I'm concerned about and what I know for a fact is that Nigeria is going to qualify from that group. Okay. If we don't top the group, we're going to come second from that group. If you look
there's a stubborn opposition in Croatia, which Croatia have the likes of Luka Modric, and we can't ignore Mandzukic.
Can I tell you something, Adelani? And I say this here on this show. I think the last show that we did, I say this here, that with the spirit in Super Eagles right now, unless something has happened, if it is the same attitude, the same mentality displayed by these guys during the qualifiers, I don't see these guys dropping points against anyone. It's about the discipline. It's about the
And
determination.
against Argentina, the last time they played Argentina and they beat Argentina by 3-1.
The last time was 4-2.
I mean 4-2.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi was not playing.
And that is even that is the reason why you need to understand one thing about Argentina's side and why they don't go far in tournaments. It's because of their individual display.
And the fact actually that Lionel Messi is heavily relied upon.
That is
now
what I want you to
when he plays for Argentina, they're a different side.
That is what I want you to understand, that when they're playing, the players who are supposed to also step up their game, they're looking up to him to do the magic for them. And when he's not doing the magic for them, then there's no Argentina. That is one thing I wanted to. But then it's about, the Super Eagles right now is about the team cohesion. Don't forget we have a Senegalese side that also have the likes of Mane. They're also doing very well, though. When it comes to international stage, since 2002, they've not been doing very well. But this time around, I believe, with the young boys that they have in the team. And we have the Egyptian side there, they have the likes of Salah also. They have the Nani who are playing. Well, they might not be playing very well for Arsenal, but they are on the national team. These guys play very well. So
Egypt look like Group A. They are going to qualify from Group A.
In this Group A, I would see Uruguay, even Russia being the host. I don't see them qualifying.
Russia being the host?
I see Egypt and Uruguay qualifying from that group.
Now let's look at Group B: Portugal, Spain,
Obvious,
Morocco,
very
Iran.
obvious. It's very obvious in this group that we see Portugal and Spain qualify.
All right, you're not giving Morocco a chance, even
Morocco
though
don't
they're
stand a chance
well
to
organized.
No.
France, Australia, Peru, Denmark.
This is where this group
France
might
for
look
me,
number one. This group might look very easy, but this is where it's a very tricky kind of group where you have Peru is also a very good side, making their appearance for the first time in so many years. Denmark is a good side. Australia is also a giant killer. They're a team that you don't know, but then they've been together for a while and they understand each other, which is also. But I see Peru and France qualifying from here.
Peru and France. And Group D.
Group D, well, obviously you know my pick, and you might even be surprised that Argentina might not qualify from that group.
Okay, so you're going with Nigeria.
I'm going with Nigeria and Croatia.
Nigeria, Croatia. Okay,
Yeah.
Group E: Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica.
This one is just too obvious for me. I see Brazil and Switzerland qualifying from
Switzerland. I mean, Group D, Argentina actually struggled to qualify for the
the World Cup,
competition.
yeah.
But let's see what they do. Now, Germany, Mexico, Sweden, and Korea Republic. The Germans will always
qualify. I go with German and Sweden to qualify.
It's almost tradition for Germany.
Yeah.
And Group G, Belgium, Panama, Tunisia, England.
I go with Belgium and England to qualify from this group.
All right. Well, Tunisia actually could actually cause an upset. We're rooting out definitely for
I
Africa.
would be excited if they can be able to qualify as an African team, but I don't see that happening.
All right, Poland, Senegal, Colombia, Japan.
I see this one. I see Colombia and Senegal qualifying from this group.
Colombia and Senegal. So actually, according to Emmanuel Akura, it's only going to be Egypt, Nigeria, and Senegal to qualify
From
to
Africa.
the next round of the World Cup. Wow. And, you know, can Africa repeat what we saw in 2010? I mean, what for you is the mistakes that we've made in past tournaments? In 2010, we saw Ghana almost
We need
do it.
organization. We need discipline. We need team cohesion. We need so much in a team for a team to be able to go that far. Because remember, decisions are going to go against you. As an African team, decisions are going to go against you. You can't be playing against the likes of Neymar, playing against the German players, and you expect the referee to favor you. No, it's not going to. We've seen it in the previous World Cup where things like that went against African teams. So it's about you to be able to keep your discipline. It's about you to be able to organize. It's about you to be able to, you know, have that team spirit. How determined are you to win in spite of all these challenges that you're going to face in a tournament as the World Cup? So it's for you to be able to understand, and it's for the coach also play a role there. It's for the coach to be able to instill that mentality and the confidence in them. In Nigeria right now, that's why I'm tipping them to go far. Because I look at the players, and these are players who are hungry. These are players who want to play for the best teams in Europe. These are players who want to make the mark in the world of football. So it's going to be very, very, very difficult. But then if you can have these things that I just mentioned to you, they will go far.
All right, well, Bruno Metsu with Senegal in the year 2002. They had all those things Emmanuel Akura spoke about. I mean, there was a togetherness about them. In 2010, the Black Stars of Ghana had all those things Emmanuel Akura was talking about. Now, 2018 Russia. Can all the African teams going to the tournament have all those qualities? Well, we shall see. But across the different episodes of this amazing Center Circle show, we will be reviewing the World Cup. We will be reviewing all the preparations going into the 2018 World Cup. And we will also be hoping that Africa do very well in this tournament. Emmanuel Akura, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you.
And to our lovely viewers at home, thank you so much for watching. Till next time, goodbye.